Give me your attention, not because I will motivate you, not because I will flatter you with sweet words, not because I will soothe your insecurity. Give me your attention because I intend to dismantle the lie you've been living inside. What you call weakness is not a personality. It's a story you rehearsed until it felt like truth. A narrative built from fear, repeated so many times it grew roots. You didn't discover who you are. You memorized who you were allowed to be. If you're willing to listen without flinching, if you're willing to stay present when it gets uncomfortable, if you're willing to let these words touch the places you've avoided your whole life, then something inside you will collapse. Not so a new version of you can be built, but so the real version of you can finally surface. Nietzsche did not write to comfort the fragile. He did not whisper to the chronically wounded. He spoke to those ready to face existence without anesthetic, to those who stopped lying to themselves, to those who understood that no rescue is coming and decided to become their own force. If you're exhausted from your own hesitation, if you're tired of apologizing for existing, if you're sick of shrinking to keep others comfortable, then this isn't your transformation. This is your return, because strength was never missing. It was buried beneath conditioning, buried beneath politeness, buried beneath your addiction to approval. So let's start with honesty. What is weakness? It isn't sensitivity, it isn't emotion, it isn't vulnerability. Weakness is submission of the self. Weakness is needing permission to exist fully. Weakness is shaping your identity around how others respond to you. Weakness is calling fear, humility, laziness, self-care, insecurity, empathy, and avoidance, peace. Weakness is not lack of power. Weakness is betrayal of your own instincts. And the truth most people never confront: this world is designed to soften you. School trained you to comply. Culture trained you to blend in. Media trained you to feel powerless. Even love sometimes trained you to stay small. Not because it benefits you, but because it benefits everyone who depends on you staying manageable. Nietzsche saw this clearly. He understood that society domesticates strong spirits, that the individual must constantly fight, not physically, but psychologically, to preserve their inner sovereignty. The struggle is not to survive. The struggle is to remain untamed in a world obsessed with obedience. So I'll ask you something uncomfortable. Who are you when you are no longer trying to be liked? Not who you pretend to be, not who you edit yourself into, but who you are when approval is removed. What do you believe? What do you refuse? What do you walk away from without explanation? Most people cannot answer this because they never built a self. They built a performance, a persona assembled from feedback and fear. That emptiness you feel, that quiet frustration that follows you even after rest, that's not exhaustion. That's the cost of self-abandonment. You were never meant to be harmless. You were never meant to be endlessly accommodating. You were never meant to fold every time someone disapproves. You were meant to be grounded, intense, unmovable, not chaotic, precise, not loud, undeniable. The reason you feel disconnected from your power is because you've suppressed it so long, you forgot what it feels like. But it's still there. And now we go practical. Weakness lives in habits, not dramatic ones, quiet ones. You wake up and reach for your phone. Before you've claimed your mind, you surrender it. You scroll, you absorb, you compare. You call it harmless. But each morning you reinforce one message. Your attention belongs to the world before it belongs to you. Reclaim your mornings. Before you consume, command. Before you react, center. Before you absorb noise, establish presence. You are not an audience. You are an origin. Your weakness also hides in your speech, the way you dilute your opinions, the way you soften your truth, the way you apologize for occupying space, the way you pretend uncertainty when you are simply afraid of conflict. You leak authority every time you do this. Power does not require volume. Power requires clarity, and clarity creates gravity. People respect what feels grounded. They dismiss what feels unsure. Nietzsche did not write timidly. He wrote with precision and expectation. And so should you live. Say what you mean, without over-explaining, without cushioning. Let silence carry weight instead of rushing to fill it. Silence unsettles people. Good. Respect grows in that discomfort. Now let's address emotion. Strength is not emotional absence. Strength is emotional mastery. You are allowed to feel deeply, but you are no longer allowed to be ruled by impulse. When someone disrespects you, strength is not explosion. Strength is stillness, calculation, restraint, action chosen deliberately. Weakness is reaction. Strength is authorship. Stop calling yourself too emotional. What you lack is not feeling, it's discipline over feeling. And discipline is not coldness, it is elegance of control. Nietzsche rejected victimhood with violence, not because he denied pain, but because he rejected identity built around suffering. Pain is real, trauma is real, but turning them into your personality is surrender. You do not heal by repeating your wounds. You heal by forging meaning from them. Nobody ultimately cares what hurt you. They care who you became afterward. So stop narrating yourself as broken. Start narrating yourself as forged. You do not have anxiety, you practice awareness. You do not survive trauma, you metabolize it into depth. Words are architecture. Speak weakness and you live inside it. Speak power and you inhabit it. Your purpose will not be found. It will be chosen. You carve it, you declare it, you commit to it. A strong why dissolves distraction. It burns away triviality. It silences doubt. Without a chosen direction, life will assign you one, and it will always be small. But we're not finished. The deepest root of weakness is fear of isolation. You were trained to belong, conditioned to adjust, rewarded for conformity, punished for authenticity. You learned that being fully yourself risks abandonment, so you negotiated your identity for acceptance. Nietzsche would say this: you must be capable of standing alone if you are ever to discover who you are. Belonging often demands self-erasure. Solitude demands self-honesty. Choose solitude over self-betrayal. Build your own table. And if no one joins you, you still eat in dignity. Now understand procrastination. It is not laziness. It is loyalty to the old self. At some point, you learn that your power made others uncomfortable, that your confidence created distance, that your growth triggered resistance. So you learn to stall yourself, to shrink, to delay. That was survival, but now it's self-sabotage, and that contract must be broken. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to be undeniable. The skin must be shed. The identity that kept you safe must be sacrificed. The people pleaser must die. The doubter must dissolve. The self-editor must be dismantled. Pay attention to your language. Every maybe when you mean no weakens you. Every unnecessary apology fractures your spine. Every I don't know when you do erodes your authority. Speak with intention, not aggression, precision. Your body also tells your story, your posture, your gaze, your breath, your movement. Most people inhabit their bodies like prey, folded, apologetic, small. You will move differently. You will stand differently. You will enter rooms without seeking permission, not through arrogance, through coherence. When your beliefs, actions, and identity align, presence becomes inevitable. And finally, kill the attachment to being a victim. Suffering does not make you noble. Transmutation does. If you define yourself by what wounded you, you will never escape it. If you define yourself by what you build afterward, you transcend it. Rewrite the narrative, not denial, authorship. And now understand this, you cannot return to sleep after this. You cannot unknow what you now recognize. You either rise into it or betray yourself knowingly. There is no neutrality anymore, so choose. Not the loud path, not the praised path, not the admired path. Choose the honest one, the grounded one, the disciplined one. The one where when you look into the mirror, there is no flinching, only presence. This is your standard now. Protect it, live by it, refuse to compromise it, because your life does depend on it.